This morning, when I woke up, I had a nudge to talk about inspired action. And then the more I thought about it, I was like, I don't think we've ever talked about inspired action on my channel. So I'm excited to talk about it in the way that I would love to really talk about it. So let's get into it. But first, you guys, I want to thank you so much to everyone who has signed up for the I Am Immersion experience. I am so excited to have this experience with you guys next weekend. I'm just overjoyed, and I'm really just am excited to bring this to you. But if you didn't get signed up this time, don't worry. I've got your emails, and I've seen in the comments where some of you are like, oh, it's already sold out. But listen, we're going to have another one sooner than later. So make sure you subscribe and be on the lookout for that. Plus, so much more that I have in store for you guys next year. So if you're interested in anything that I have to offer, just make sure you're subscribed for that. All right. So let's get into this video. Now, when it comes to inspired action and you're manifesting, this is not to say that you won't take any action whatsoever when it comes to your manifestations, but I want to really talk about what is the motive behind the inspired action, right? So, what creates your reality, you guys? Let's really talk about it, because what creates your reality? Because we've been brought up to believe that doing some sort of action, you get some sort of result. And although this is true, when it comes to inspired action, action does not create your reality. What creates your reality? Your focused thoughts in regards to your state of being is what creates your reality, right? So think about it. All of your doing or action really only comes from two states of being. And this is either the fear or the lack that you don't have, or from love or having your desires already. So again, action does not create. And how can it? Because creation is already finished. Everything and anything you could ever ask for is already and always given. And you guys hear me all the time, and I say this often, that your only job is to express I am, who you are, your true nature, where everything comes from. So, action is only done to express that which you already are or have. To express and to act to get what you don't have or claim to not be, it will always, and I mean always, be a moot point. And I want to quote Neville really quick. I'm going to quote him loosely, but he says to pray for riches while being conscious of being poor or not having is to produce a state of poverty, or more, not having. And it wouldn't matter if you acted or not when you think about it, because you may get a little bit, but it will never last, because your state of being is I don't have, and I must act to get or have. So think about it. It's always your state of being and your thoughts about your state of being which creates, right? So we've talked about this before on my channel, but we talked about be, do, and have versus be, have, and do. And we are initially taught in order to be something or someone, we must do something and take some sort of action. Then, if we work hard enough, get it right, pick the right thoughts, affirm the right thing this many times, then we will have it. And there are people that manifest this way, and I have before, as I'm sure that we all have, but it negates completely, bypasses the fact that you already are, I am the source of it all, when you're thinking from be, then do, then have. But to understand be, have, and do, let's talk about what action truly is. And when I was thinking about action on my walk this morning, I was thinking about the fact that action is born out of a desire to express who you are, whether you know you have your desire or not. So again, all of your doing comes from fear or love, and the desire to express that fear or love, right? And we know all things come out of consciousness, out of awareness of being I am. So be, have, and do. Because I am whatever I say I am, and I know out of my awareness of being, I have. and all things exist come out of my true nature as the source. So that means I already have what I desire to experience. So I naturally do or act out of the desire to express who I am or to express the love that I am. So I do it automatically. So action is now coming out of you because you have the desire to know yourself as source, to express that you are which you love, that which you say that you are. So essentially, this is the love of I am. So you're expressing the love that I am, expressing the fact that you know that you have all your desires already. That's what action, true action, really comes from. So let's have an example. And this is a SP example because I hear this all the time. And so some people will say, I want to be in a relationship with the SP, or they're already in a relationship with the SP, and then I'm affirming that he loves me and that he's obsessed with me. And there's nothing wrong with saying that, but let's get behind the bigger picture here. Being, I have a relationship with SP, and this is true because creation is finished. And I'm affirming that he's obsessed with me, and I'm doing techniques so I can have the relationship the way that I want it to. And when I have the relationship and he shows me that he's obsessed, then I'll know that I am. But what happens when SP challenges that? You get into an argument, or he doesn't show that he's obsessed in the way that you think he should, or the way the relationship comes back together and all the little things in between in the middle don't pan out how you expect. Then what does that mean about who you are being? Because when you think about it and you're thinking from that perspective, it rocks you because your state of feeling like you're being I am is dependent on SP loving you and being obsessed with you, needing it to happen or appear a certain way for you to know that you are source. So this is being, then doing, then having. But on the other hand, I am needs nothing. It needs nothing. It needs to see nothing to already know that it is, and it already has. So now, because it's my desire only to express who I am, the love of who I am, I act in love always. I express it to SP and I don't hold back. And it's not predicated on if he's going to be obsessed with me or not, because I know that I already am. I know that I already have the relationship. And so it's my desire to know myself through this experience and share that with SP, to share the love that I am, to share it all willingly. And I'm excited to see that from him. I'm excited to receive that back from him, right? So when I think about this, I see this in my relationship with my SP now. And this is the first time I've ever noticed it, because now that realizing that my only goal is to express I am, is to express the love that I am, not out of a need or lack of all things, but it's because I know that I am and that I have all things. So my desire is to express what I know that I already have. And it makes me excited to express that. And it makes me excited to receive what he expresses in the way that he expresses his I am, right? But when I think about it, because of that expression of I am, my desire to know myself and express myself in that way, in the love that I know that I am and that I desire with SP, why wouldn't SP not be obsessed with me automatically? But now I know it's not me, Autumn, that he's obsessed with. It's I am, because nothing will be able to deny I am when you're expressing from the love that you already are, from already having. Another example is that every single video that I make, and I share this with my clients, but every single video that I make out of a deep desire to express I am. I make it for me because that's what I want to hear. That's how I want to express I am. Every single video I put on this channel comes out of the desire to know myself, to hear myself express the love that I have for being I am. That's why I make every single video that I prefer to make in the way that I prefer to make, because it's the way that I express I am. And it's not to get clients, it's not to get subscribers, because I already know that those things are given the more that I express who I truly am. So I act in a way to express I am, because it's out of the desire and the love for who I am and what I have. Right. So I notice that when I do this, the clients come automatically. Any other thing that I do in my life, any other business that I have, is successful because of that. It's because of my desire to express and to know myself. That is my driving force behind my action, right? It's the love that I am. So let's say that you wanted to write a book, right? It's already done because creation is finished. So the action of writing the book will simply come from the joy and the having fun of expressing the fact that you are an author and have books already written. It's already given. So you're taking action out of the love that you are, not from the lack of it, the lack of the fact that you don't have the book, or you have to figure out how to get the book, or you got to write the book to get the books. But it's no, you're having fun along the way. You're having fun while the book is unfolding, while everything is unfolding. You're taking action because you know that it's already done, and you're excited to see how it pans out. So you're taking action because that's who you are, and it comes out of the love of knowing that you have it, not the lack of I don't have and I have to write the book in order to get the book. No, the book is already written. It's already done, right? So when you take action from the love of who you are, nothing and no one will be able to resist you, and everyone will conform, because you're seeking the kingdom, expressing the kingdom from the pure desire to know yourself, to express yourself as source, and all will be added unto you. And this is what I'm telling you guys, because I know what I'm saying to be true for a fact. I am is always the way. It is the truth. It is the life. It is the only constant thing that you have. All forms, all money, all things that are out here, their forms, and they have their moment, and they go up and down and they change and they have their moments. But I am just is the only thing that's constant for your love. So your love for that will move you to act and to express. If your stock is in that, you will naturally act and express. But if your stock is in lack and I don't have, and the fear of not having, then everything you're doing is acting out of the fear of that. And you're not going to always have, you're not going to get what you want. You're not going to get what you want because you can't get what you do not have. You cannot get what you do not have. You have to know that you have it, right? So, this is not me saying that you can't do techniques. I'm not saying that. But now, doing it from what you know now, from knowing that you already have, you're acting from knowing that you already have now. So, when you do your techniques, it is a declaration, not a request. And when you think about it, it's a hallelujah, it's a hell yes. It's a conviction. It's a knowing that I am, and not a hopefully, maybe, and if. Your techniques now will be done with certainty. Okay. So inspired action comes from the inspiration to act, to know, because you know that you're source. So you're excited and you naturally move. You allow yourself to be moved, and it's inspired because you know that you already have your desire. You know you already have the money. You know that already. So you're going to naturally act and be moved and inspired to do the things that you love, out of the love for who you are, out of the love for knowing that with that in I am, all things already exist. So it's done with certainty. It's done with love. It's done with joy. It's done with conviction. But when you're acting and moving out of fear, you're just going to be moving out of fear, and then it's always going to feel out of your reach, right? You're going to need something outside of you in order to know that you're source. And when that thing doesn't move or act the way that you prefer, or it doesn't come out in the way that you prefer, then you're banking on that showing you that you're source. Because if that looks a certain way, then you'll know that you're source. But you already are. You already are. So I am never needs anything. It already knows that it has all things. And its only job now is just to express. So your only job is to do things out of the expression of knowing that you have it. You'll do it with joy. You'll do it with happiness. You'll do it because you know that you cannot lose when you're doing it from knowing that you already are all things, you guys. All right. So I'm going to leave this video here. I hope that you have the most amazing Friday. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Also, subscribe to the podcast and subscribe because there's going to be more beautiful, wonderful things coming from us over on this channel. And I thank you guys. I love you so much. And remember, imagination is always on your side, and I am too. Bye.